Hello guys and welcome back to this channel. In this video, we will be analyzing the market for this coming week, which starts from the 16th of August to the 20th of August. But before we do that, let's look at how last week's analysis went and the signals and how we dropped the signals for last week. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you won't miss out on when we drop a new analysis. Let's jump right into this video. So what you can see right here is the VIP channel where most of our signals are dropped, or where all of our signals are dropped. And this right here is the free group where just a few of our signals are dropped. We send one of our signals from the VIP to this free signal group. So the first pair we will be starting with is the EURNZD. This is the first signal that we dropped for last week, and we forwarded this signal to the free signal group. As you can see, we forwarded this signal to the free signal group. So let's just look at how we analyzed the EURUSD and how far it has gone. So this is a trading view, and most of our charts are already marked up. You can watch our first analysis video where we analyzed all currency pairs to see how we marked up all our charts. So this is the EURUSD, and as you can see, we predicted that this is going to head for 133 pips. So let's just look at that on the daily time frame to see how this was analyzed. So from our last week's analysis, we told you that this this bearish movement right here was caused by the NFP news. This was a trend line that was being respected from last year. As you can see, from last year, October 2020, it has been trying to move in this trend line pattern, and as you can see, it respected this trend line here, but when it retraced and went to this level, normally most traders would have, let's buy EURUSD at this level, but that is very wrong, because on the 4-hour time frame, when you see a really bearish candle attacking a support level, you shouldn't be trading on that level. You should wait for confirmation to see if there are going to be some candlesticks confirmation on that level before trying to enter. And you're supposed to enter at the 15-minute time frame to see if that level is suitable to be entered. And as you can see on the 15-minute time frame, it cut through this level, so it wasn't even a good time to trade. So what we also predicted was that it is going to bounce on this previous support level, which is right here. So we always mark out our charts in levels, okay? And we predicted that even if it doesn't respect this support level here, it is going to break the level and it is going to respect this support level. So that's how we trade. We only trade key levels. We don't trade we don't just trade when the market is around levels like this. We trade only on key levels. That is why we have almost 90% accuracy when trading, because we trade only key levels. These levels are levels that are most likely to be respected. So that is mainly our strategy, nothing really special. So for the EURUSD, we entered at the price of 1.1716 at this time, at the time of 3 p.m. So we're just going to be looking for the exact entry point, and I predicted this is 1.1716. So let's look for 1.1716 and mark, and just put a mark on it exactly around this level. Let's just say around this level. Let me mark that out. That is around this level. So around this region is where we placed the trade. And as you can see, it is up about 76 pips. So how did we analyze this? When we saw that this was moving towards this support level, it started slowing down. The really bearish candle started ranging, then going, ranging, then go. So we knew that it was heading right for this support. So what did we do? We waited to see if there will be an engulfing candlestick, and this is what we needed right here as a confirmation to enter this pair. But before this engulfing candlestick, we actually entered around when it was around here. So we placed the trade around here and waited. It began to range a little. It began to range for, we entered around here, so it started ranging, and it went down a little right here. I'm sure when it went down around this region, some traders would have panicked and they would have gotten out of the trade. But there is one thing that we do, or we say, is that as long as the trade didn't hit your stop loss, you shouldn't close. So we set a stop loss of about 25 pips for this trade. I think 20 or 30 pips thereabouts, and the market didn't touch our stop loss. It just had a little drawdown, just a little drawdown, and it is up about 70 pips. But we're predicting that it's still going to move about 133 pips. 133 pips. We're predicting that it might want to bounce on this resistance, or it might not just get to this resistance. Another thing that we are looking at is that it might want to follow a trend line. So the market cannot always be 100% predictable. It might want to follow this trend line or this pattern. So that's why we didn't put our last take profit to this level. If not, it would have been take profit of about 160 pips. So we are setting the take profit to 130 pips or 33 pips, just to consider this trend pattern, because it might want to bounce and hit this level. So there are many ways to draw out your charts. So that's just the Euro USD for you. So if you enter this trade with other traders as early as possible, you should have been in 70 pips profit. So that is that for the Euro USD. The next pair that we dropped a signal on was the AUD USD, and this was dropped on the VIP around 3:06 p.m. and it was dropped at the price of 0.732. 0.732. So let's check out the AUD USD to see how it went. So we entered around this region, 0.7342. Sorry, 0.7342. 7342. So let me just get something that I can use to mark that level out. 0.7342, which is around this region. This was the level we entered it. We should have entered earlier. So we just used this level, this support level, as a level to enter this trade, and it is up about 20 pips thereabouts. Let's check that here. It is up about 30 pips, from our entry. So we are predicting that it might still get to about 70 pips, but I think we set a take profit at TP3 is about 100 pips. So I guess it might go about 100 pips, but if it is not going to reach 100 pips, we're going to let the whole group know. We are going to stay at alert to see if the price is going to move up or if it's going to retrace and eventually go against us. So we're going to be sending out a signal for the group to close this trade, just in case it doesn't move in our favor. The next trade that we placed was the Euro AUD, the Euro to the Australian US dollars, and we placed a buy quite too early. We placed a buy around the price of 1.5956. 1.5956. We placed the buy around this region, and I think we entered too early. Let's move to the 30 minutes time frame. We just predicted that this was going to move about 50 pips. Yeah, which is here, 1.5. So we predicted that this was going to move about 50 pips, and as you can see, this really bearish movement, it took out our stop loss, and now it's going in our direction as we predicted. So this is one of the things that can happen to you as a trader to make you lose some trades. We use the 30 minutes time frame to predict this. Normally our way of trading is that we analyze on the 4-hour time frame and check entries on lower time frames. But since opportunities weren't really coming in the markets, we just decided to try something out, and this didn't work out well. As you can see, it's kind of respected this trend line, so you should just be patient. If you know you are going to be trading on key levels, you should be patient. I think patience is what makes people enjoy forex. So we lost about 20 pips in this trade, but it's not really a big deal, because we are 70 pips in profit for our Euro USD and 30 pips in profit for our AUD USD. So we are very much still in profit. We know why we lost the trade. So as you can see, we sent out a signal, stop loss hit, meaning that this signal is no longer valid. So the next pair we dropped the signal on was the AUD to the Swiss franc. AUD to the Swiss franc. Where is AUD CHF? I think we even took this out of our watch list. Let's search for AUD CHF. Let's add that to this market. Let's move that up. AUD CHF. And we sent out a sell signal for this pair. This pair was analyzed on my phone. I didn't analyze the pair on my system. I just checked it out on the phone, and this was the level I used to trade this pair. As you can see, it looks like a boom and crash movement. I don't know who amongst you trade all those volatility pairs, all those volatility trades. So for the AUD CHF, we are predicting that we entered around 0.6769, 0.6769, which is around this level, 0.67, which is around this region right here. We placed this trade on a Friday, so the market is closed. So this is where it stopped. We placed it on a Friday. We didn't really trade much last week because we had emergencies to attend to, so we couldn't drop enough signals for you guys last week. I'm sorry if signals weren't really dropped last week. There was a lot of things to be done, but we tried our best to drop at least 5 signals in the VIP last week and at least 2 signals in the free group. So yeah, so we dropped the signal for the AUD CHF at this price, and let's check that out using our short position, which is from here, and it is up about 24 pips, 25 pips. We set our stop loss to a really far region, which is a 0.6809, 0.6809. And the reason why we did this was because this level is a resistance level. We just set it slightly above our resistance level. So just in case the price might want to be crazy and want to just reverse on us and head back to this level, we just created a little room for a fake out. So we are predicting that this will move about 100 pips. So we're still predicting that it's going to move up to this level right here. So it's still a very meaningful trade to enter. And the next pair we dropped a signal on was the NZD to the CHF. That's New Zealand dollar to the Swiss franc. And I think we also sent this to the free signal group. I think it was the NZD CHF we forwarded to the free signal group. And we didn't use the same technique that we used to place that trade to place this, and then we used the Swiss franc movement because I think the CHF is quite bullish, and which means other pairs with the CHF as their quote currency will be bearish. So we just used AUD-CHF as a signal for this NZD-CHF because they kind of move in the same way sometimes. So we place this trade around the price of 0.6449. 0.6449. So I guess it is up about 0.6449. I guess it's just up about 9 pips. It's just about 9 pips in profit, or 8 pips, 9 pips, thereabout. And we are predicting that this will also move about 100 pips, so down to this region. So let's see how things will go for us this week. We also set the stop loss above this region, and the stop loss is quite far, if you ask me, to about 50 pips, 49 pips, 50 pips. So this is a really risky trade, and I usually advise the members to check the stop loss from the entry to see if they can afford to risk that amount. So this is just 9 pips, it's just about 9 pips in profit, and we're predicting that still going to keep going down for this week. I think we entered quite late for this because it broke our trend line. So let's see how things will go for us this week. If the price might reverse and keep going up, because this is a really bullish movement, but this can also be a reversal. But let's just see how things will go for us this week. As you can see, this NZDCHF has been moving in this pattern, up down for some months now. So we are just trading this because we feel we might still keep moving in this pattern. But patterns like this don't last for long. They have expiry period. They have a time that they will expire. So, but let's see how things will go for next week. Let's see how things will go. So that is that for all our trades, and I think we made, in total, we are 130 pips in profit for this week, which is not bad, although we could have done better if we had the chance to place more trades for this week. So that is that for our recap for the last week's signals. If you want to join our Telegram channel where we drop these signals, you can just click the link in the description below. This is what the link looks like. You see an HTTP //t.me/skyrocket signals. This is the link to our VM, to our free forex signal group. Now for this week's analysis, we will be looking at just 5 pairs. We will just be analyzing just 5 pairs. We cannot analyze every single pair on this watch list, because the video is going to be too long. So we will be looking at just 5 pairs, which are XAUUSD or gold, USDJPY, NZDJPY, GBPCAD, and EURNZD. And like we said in our first episode, we will start out by using the Ultimate 7 strategy. If you don't know what the Ultimate 7 strategy is, then I think you need to watch that video. So if we apply what we talked about in that video, the first thing we need to do is to check the news to see the pairs we should avoid trading for specific days. The reason we do this is so that we can avoid news spikes before trading pairs, because these news spikes can eventually haunt your stop losses. So you need to be very detailed and very careful while trading during these news times, so that you wouldn't be caught by surprise and start feeling trading is not working out for you. So this is forexfactory.com, and you can see JPY list of all these currency pairs. These are the pairs we should avoid trading for this week. This week starts from 16th of August, Monday 16th of August, to the 20th of August, which is a Friday. 20th of August, which is Friday. And as you can see, all these red icons right here that are attached to each currency are currencies we should avoid trading, or these are currencies which have a very high impact in the market. So USD is a pair we should avoid trading on Tuesdays before this time and this time. NZD is a pair we should avoid trading before this time and this time. GBP is a pair we should avoid trading on Wednesday by this time. You can just check forexfactory.com to see the times you should avoid trading these pairs. You can just check forexfactory.com because this time is according to my own time zone, and this time might not be correlating with your own time zone. So you should check forexfactory.com to see these pairs that you should avoid trading according to your own time zone. Although you can trade the news, yes, you can also trade the news, but when you are going to be trading the news, you should be really careful. To trade the news, you have to use wisdom while trading the news. You can just set your buy and sell stops a little bit far from the current price, just some minutes before the news is released, so that you can catch news spikes, because it can quickly move 10 or 20 pips in profit within seconds. So this is why I advise you to set buy and sell stops. And USD news affects gold a lot because gold really depends on USD. Gold is not really an independent currency on its own, so it really depends. The price of gold really depends on the US dollars. So it is advisable for you to always watch out for gold while trading the USD news. If you're going to be catching new spikes for next week, you might enjoy catching new spikes for gold because gold really moves in massive pips during news releases. So let's be looking at gold analysis for this week. And like we said, this looks like a resistance level. All these levels were marked out in one of our previous videos. So if you want to know how we marked out all these regions, you should just check the description where we tagged our very first video, or you can watch our previous videos to see how we have been marking our charts step by step. We aren't going to clear all our charts to mark everything out in a new video because it's just going to be stressful and it's going to make the video too long. So for this week, we are predicting that gold just might react to this resistance level. So what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be setting an alert for that level. So when our alert gets triggered, we're going to be watching this chart to see if it's going to react to this resistance level and go down. But I think the price might break this level. I have a very strong feeling that the price might break this level, because from what I can see, it might just continue moving around this region where it is, because the NFP news is what took it down, and I think there was some manipulation in the market that brought it to this support level. And as you can see, this support level is a respected level this support level is a respected previous support level. So gold is a pair that really respects its levels. So for this week, we're going to be watching if the market is going to respect this level. If it doesn't respect this level, it might come down to this. It might come to this resistance level right here. So for this week, we will be watching gold really closely. So we have set an alert just in case it breaks this level. It's going to trigger this alert level when it gets to this level. So let's see how that will go for gold. And the next pair we are going to be analyzing after gold is USDJPY. And I think we would have caught some pips on the USDJPY last week. We didn't really watch the markets. What we did was that we set an alert for this level, thinking that when the USD touches this level, it is going to alert us and we're going to quickly send out a sell signal for this pair. But unfortunately, it just broke this previous support level and it quickly went down. We didn't watch the markets, so we couldn't drop this signal for you guys last week. So that was really painful, but not to regret anything much. We didn't lose, we just didn't catch the opportunity. So for USDJPY, we are going to be watching if the market is going to react to this level this week. So we're going to be setting an alert for this level for this week. So we're just going to wait for the price to get to this level, and it's going to alert us, and we're going to watch how the movement of this pair is going to react to this support level, and we're going to be trading it. Just in case you don't know, it's also moving in this trend channel pattern, so this level might be a really sure level to trade USDJPY for this week. So we're just going to be setting an alert for this level. We aren't really going to be watching the charts. We're just going to wait for our alerts to get triggered, and TradingView is going to be alerting us for this week. So the next pair that we're going to be looking at is the NZD to the JPY, New Zealand dollar to the JPY. And as like I said, most JPY pairs move in the same way. As you can see, USDJPY is selling. This is also selling. So we used trend channels to predict this, but we didn't place a trade on this, and we didn't send a signal on this because we didn't see the confirmation. So this was a broken trend line. And I'm predicting that the price is going to move either to this level and bounce, or it's going to break this level and get to this level and bounce. So we have set two alert levels for the NZDJPY. So let's take this away, because I think this is a violated support level, and this is an invalid setup for this trade. So we are just going to be setting a support level here and a support level here. Yeah, we're going to be setting. So we're going to be taking out this short position because it is no longer valid for this trade. So we're just going to be watching how this is going to be moving for this week. It is in an uptrend, as you can see. Starting from here, it will go up, have a little drawdown, go up, have a little drawdown. So from here, we think if the price gets triggered, if the alert gets triggered at this level, I believe that it's going to bounce and keep moving up, because it's kind of moving in an uptrend. So that is my prediction for the NZDJPY. And again, it can also sell because the NZDJPY really moves up and down in any way it feels like moving. So let's just watch how this will be moving for this week. If this level doesn't work, this level will work. If this level doesn't work, this trend channel is going to work. So at least something must work. So we're just going to be marking out all these support levels for the NZDJPY for this week. So we're just going to be waiting for our alert levels to get triggered before we make moves in the market for this week. So the next pair that we're going to be looking at is the GBPCAD. And as you can see, one thing about the GBP pairs is that we only trade them at key levels. This level is a key level. This level is a key level. This level. So we don't trade in the middle because it is quite risky trading in this middle. But what we did was that we set a support level around this region, just in case the price might want to bounce on this region. So we set an alert. We set an alert around this level to see if the price is going to trigger this level. So we'll see whether we're going to be buying the GBPCAD for this week. So we have set this alert for weeks now. This alert right here, up and down, we've set it for weeks, and it hasn't really touched our alert levels. I think it might be okay to trade the GBPCAD on a lower time frame, but we aren't gonna be doing that. We have a strategy that is working for us, which is us trading this on lower time frames. So what I will do for this is just set levels for this pair to see whether it's going to. I'm just going to be setting levels for this pair, and that's and I'm going to wait to see if the price is going to trigger any of these levels, so that I will know whether I'm going to be placing a buy or a sell for this trade for this week. So what I will be doing is I'm going to be moving my alerts to these levels. Save, yeah. So if any of these levels get triggered, TradingView is going to alert me that the price has crossed some of these levels. So the reason why we set levels like this is just in case if this level gets broken, this level might get respected. Or if this level gets broken, this level might get respected. Or if this level gets broken, this level might get respected. It is all risk. So we're just going to be watching how the chart is going to be reacting on these levels. That's why we are setting alerts before the price gets to this level. So we will watch the movement of price around these levels. If we see something really bearish or bullish around this either the resistance or support levels, we are going to leave the trade alone and not trade that pair for that period. So I think that's all our analysis for the GBP to the CAD, Canadian dollar. The last pair that we're going to be looking at is the EURNZD, the euro to the New Zealand dollar. And for this is another pair that respects levels, but as you can see, this pair disrespected this level right here and formed a new support, a new support level. So what we're just going to do is that we're just going to put a support level for this right here. I think we placed a trade on this some weeks ago, and it disrespected our prediction. So for this, from what I can see right here, it broke all these support levels, bounced on this support level, and it's ranging again. One thing about the New Zealand dollars is that they range a lot. They range a lot, and when it's time for them to move, when it's time for the price of this pair to move, it just moves. So I'm just gonna be looking at how this is gonna be moving for this week. I'm not gonna set any alert level at all for this pair. Normally, people that hold trade for months, they will just buy around this region and wait for the price to move to this level. People that hold trades for months, as you can see, this is about 100 pips. If you drag it down to this level, this is about 300 pips. So they'll just wait for the price to buy and move to this level, and they'll set their stop loss to about 120 pips. This is a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. So people that have a large account can afford to take this kind of trade. They can afford to buy at this level and wait. People that hold millions of dollars in their account, they can set their stop loss to about 100 pips for this trade, and it's not really going to affect them. They'll just wait and see if the price is going to be buying, because on the 4-hour time frame, this is a really bullish movement. So I think that is all we have for the EURNZD. So we're just going to be watching how this is going to be moving for this week. So I think that is that for all our analysis that we have for this week. If you want to know how we will be dropping these signals, you can click the link in the description to join our Telegram channel, because that's where we'll be sharing these signals. So that is that for this week's analysis. We aren't going to be analyzing all currency pairs because we don't want this video to be too long, to be an hour long. So if you like this video or you learned something new, hit that like button and subscribe to this channel so you wouldn't miss out when we drop a new analysis on this channel. So I guess that's all for this video. See you guys next week. Peace.